joining us, Right Stuff Radio. I got Cameron from the Bread of Life Deli, corner of Linder and Franklin in Meridian, Idaho. Cameron has an interesting story. He has people come into his restaurant. They pay what they want, right? There's no price list. You order your food and you pay what it is that you want. So, Cameron, last year you started out as a for-profit business. Mm-hmm. Now you're a non-profit business, mm-hmm. and you made that switch. So all I want to know is why?
We felt like we could benefit people a lot better as a non-profit than as a for-profit. A lot of times people want to rally around a non-profit, whereas a for-profit, they might suspect that I'm going to take home all the money, all the profitability and stuff. And as a non-profit, we get to say really, really clearly that no, we are here to benefit the community. We're here to benefit the world around us. And as we take care of the community, we found that the community takes care of us.
Because you have that message that we give back.
Absolutely.
Right? People come in, pay what it is that they want, but ultimately our organization is about serving other people.
Sure.
So I can see what you mean by if it's for profit, it looks like a hoax.
Yeah, and we've got to draw a distinction between paying and donating, okay? So when you say pay, the connotation is that we will give food in exchange for your compensation or your money or time or whatever. And that's not the case at all. We have always relied just on donations. And so people can donate if they want. And we're going to feed them regardless. As a for-profit business, though, that it seems kind of, you can't really get your mind around that necessarily. And so as a nonprofit, it really came down to who could we get on our board of directors, who are our advisors going to be, and is it better on the whole for us to go that nonprofit route financially or to maintain ourselves as a for-profit business?
And not to mention, you have an entity that's going to be difficult to be profitable in the first place, mm-hmm. because of the concept of what it is that you're doing. So there are tax advantages to a nonprofit.
No doubt. There's tax advantages. There's tax advantages for the individual, the people who eat with us too, as a nonprofit at times. There are ways that we can grow just to, again, the board of directors and the connections we can have as a nonprofit that we couldn't have before. I would say that if I were comfortable making 100% of the decisions for the organization, for the company, and being just head entrepreneur, in chief, then I would have maybe stayed as a for-profit business. But our job is to love people. And to the extent that we can do that, I feel like we can do that a lot more with a board of directors, board of advisors, which we have with a nonprofit, than I could just on my own, making my own decisions.
So I guess what we've learned here is when you have an organization, you have a commitment, you have a philosophy, you got to look at, does a nonprofit model fit better? Mm-hmm. So there's more advantages other than just taxes, but it's also the community's perception. Cameron, Bread of Life, corner of Meridian and Linder, or Franklin and Linder,
Meridian,
yep, in Meridian. And thanks for joining us on Right Stuff Radio. I'm Brandon Wright.